So last but not least, something nice and restorative that's gentle and can be done on its own, or it can be done at the end of a practice. Nice gentle chest opener. I'm using a bolster lengthwise. I'll lie down on this. This will go underneath my spine, and I have a lift for my head. If you don't have a bolster, a couple of folded blankets, like 2 blankets, folded like this shape would work. If you don't have something for your head and you have a brick, you could put the brick underneath the head of the bolster to put the bolster on an incline, because it's nice to have the head a little bit higher than the chest when you do these final relaxations. If you have another bolster or rolled up blanket you can put underneath your knees, that's always nice, but it's not necessary. So I'm going to put my hands here on the floor. I'm going to lift my hips up and tuck my tail so my lower back is nice and long and extended and not really part of this pose. There's space here between me and the bolster. I'm not touching the bolster as I start to lie back. So when I do position my torso, the bottom of my ribs, right about where your kidneys are, that's where you want the bolster. And then I always lift my hips up and move my hips even further away from the bolster so that my lower back is elongated, because this is the part of the spine I'm trying to open, thoracic. If you have something for your head, right now my neck is unsupported. My neck muscles are not going to relax because they're unsupported. If I just lift my head up and push the blanket so that it comes all the way to the tops of my shoulders, it's completely under my neck. Now my neck muscles are nice and soft because they have support. Arms are going to go at about a 45-degree angle away from the body. Palms facing up is very important. Remember, palms down internally rotates the humerus that closes down the chest. External rotation of the humerus when you're opening up the chest is always what you want to do. So turn the upper arm outward by turning the palms up. And then just let your elbows bend, let your arms relax. Now if you have issues with your lower back, you might need to keep your knees bent this whole time. If you do, I'm going to recommend you put a belt on your knees so that your knees don't flop apart. You don't have to belt your legs together though. If it doesn't hurt your back to straighten your legs, you can do this without any support underneath your legs. But if your lower back bothers you, bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and then put a strap on your legs. And so this position is a modified Shavasana position. We do this quite often when we're doing a chest opening sequence. This is a really nice final relaxation. And again, it can be done just on its own. You could do this for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, listen to your body. If it feels really good and you have the time, you can stay here for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You'll notice as you spend time in this pose, because of the way the chest is lifted by the prop, that your breath will probably deepen. But it's not something you try to force. So if you're here and you're able to take some nice deep breaths, sometimes when I'm trying to do breath work, I actually put my hands first on my abdomen and you kind of breathe into the belly up and down. But then at some point I move my hands to the upper lobes of my lungs. So my fingertips are above my chest, my fingertips are near my collarbones. And then as I try to breathe in, I try to move the breath up to the top, and then you feel the exhalation as the breath moves down. If at any point you get uncomfortable in this position, or you feel like you've been here as long as you are able, then bend the knees, roll to one side, and it's always nice if you can to just lie on your side off the prop for a moment, especially if you've been there for more than a couple of minutes. And then nice and slowly as you transition back up into sitting. So listen to your body, take your time, and if you have any questions for me, you can always email me at wholebodyyoga@gmail.com. Happy to set up a custom sequence for you. We're going to continue to Zoom until we can meet back in the yoga studios, and let me know if I can help with either of those things as well. Take care. Thanks for joining me.